Here's the problem. Too many people want a franchise and they think it's going to be selling territories, getting big fees, collecting royalties, and having other people do the work. If you're doing that, or you're thinking about doing that, I'm here to tell you that that is not the route to go. You will burn cash and you will burn your brand to the ground. As a franchisor and a franchisee, I've seen it from both sides, and I've seen this done well, and I've seen it done really, really poorly. Listen to this. It's Franchising 101. I'm going to break down a few points so that you have points to consider. And if you're going down the path with a franchisor, perhaps as well, also look for these and see how they're handling these points. Welcome to the Franchise Scale-Up Show, the go-to playbook for founders racing from 10 to 100 units. I'm Guy Coffey, franchisor, franchisee, and growth advisor. I know firsthand how fast this game moves and how quickly chaos can creep in. That's why each episode gives you the clarity, systems, and hard-won lessons you need to scale smart, protect your equity, and stay in control. You've got the vision. I'll help you build the infrastructure to match it. Let's dive in. Point number one, franchising is a model, not a payday. Just because you have a great brand, good local business, maybe a few units, doesn't mean it's the proper fit for franchising. Could be, I hope it is, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that. So, and it's not like, I'm going to franchise this and then I'm going to sit back. So what it is, it's a responsibility, and it's like starting a brand new company. Whatever your model is, whether it's restaurants or home services or beauty or fitness, I'm glad it's working great. But as you go into franchising as the founder, you not only have a new company, you have a totally new leadership role. Some of the people on your team that you're really, really dependent upon are going to be on your payroll, and some of them aren't. Some of them are just going to be looking for things from you. You have to consider that when you're going into franchising. Take, for example, if you have a great concept, it's working really well locally, and you decided to open more locations locally. So you're going to create this local empire. Fantastic. Sometimes that's the perfect way to go, and it works well for the founder and all the people involved in the system or your company. Sometimes if you want to go bigger though, what you do is you go into franchising, and then you are not just scaling what you do, just doing more of what you do in different locations. You go from that to being in charge of building a support company. The support company is going to support the people that are actually running the operations and building the empire, hopefully in a larger geographic region than you could all alone, because it doesn't take as much capital. So you're going from being an operator, running, you might even have a management level beneath you, but you're still really involved in day-to-day operations one way or another. Whereas when you go into franchising, you are building a new company that's solely focused on providing great support for people to run your business without your presence. So franchising is a model. It's not a payday. Point number two is that franchising is about systems, not secrets. So what got you here so far, your secret sauce, is not going to scale very well if you keep it a secret, right? So you have to understand that franchisees are not buying into your secret sauce, nor are they buying into your passion. They're buying into your systems that they are going to need from you to operate as successfully in their business as you are in yours. So when I founded our franchise system, I learned this by watching people that followed our operations manuals doing better than people that were not following the operations manuals. And to be candid, our operations manuals got better with time and experience, having an open mind and changing things as it became evident that they needed to be changed was a large part of our overall success. Your operations manual is an evergreen, a document that will keep on improving, and it should improve over time. And the other thing that made the biggest difference in our own system is when we were able to fully populate our learning management system. You'll hear this LMS acronym all over the place because it's so important, because training is a huge cost center for franchise systems, and you're going to be doing it over and over and over again. It is a cookie cutter process, right? So you want to have these systems documented and automated ways to get these processes, tools, and approaches to problem solving systematized. And one of the best acronyms I've heard, I can't believe I didn't know this before, is, you know what system stands for, right? It's S, save. The Y is yourself. The S is sum. The T is time. The E is energy. And the M is money. So system, save yourself some time, energy, and money. And that's what franchisees are buying from you. And that's what you have to manage to as well. So franchising is, you got to get rid of the old, this is how we do things, we're not going to tell anybody else. Your job is to now teach all those things to people that have bought into your system. So it's a mind shift as well. Point number 3 is that franchising is a relationship, not a transaction. These are all important points, but I think this one kind of preempts them all. I don't know why we chose to put it in the middle, but this is, if I had it to do over again, this is where I would start. Because if you are treating this as a cash grab, like, woohoo, I get to sell these territories and I get all this cash, and I'm supposed to provide all this stuff, but I'm not investing in the right people or processes or tools to do that, you are in for a rough road. So you will not enjoy that money. You will be very miserable because you are messing with people's lives. So I cannot stress this enough. You have to look at franchising as a 10-year partnership. You are going to probably be in a 10-year agreement. That's what a lot of franchising agreements are here in the US. And whoever helped you make that sale, if you used outside salespeople, they're paid within 3 days. And then you have a relationship for 10 years if it goes well. You do not want to treat this as a cash grab. You have a responsibility to provide training, guidance, and brand protection. And you need from your franchisees for them to follow the system that is already good at the start, but you're also, the other responsibilities for it to keep on getting better and better. You know, if something's not growing, it's dying. It's the law of entropy. And so you need to keep on improving everything. You got to keep on upgrading, which takes investment. And so those big territory fees, they don't end up to be that much with all the investments that you're making in the beginning. So just be aware of that. There are no small checks when you're starting out as a franchise system. There is a great book on this. It's called Profitable Partnerships by a gentleman out of Australia named Greg Nathan. If you are going down this path, it's a book I highly recommend. There's a few other great books out there, but that one is actually called Profitable Partnerships. And I love that title because that's what this is. This is the whole idea. It's a win-win situation. So the takeaway is here is, like, don't look at your territory fees as this windfall of cash. It's just feeding the machine that you need to invest to help your franchisees thrive. Point number 4 is franchising is about growth, not escape. If you have a great company, a great brand going on, and you're like, I need to get out of the weeds. This operations every day is just killing me. It's slaying me. I'm just going to create a franchise system and then kind of sit back and watch other people worry about the operations. No, you won't, unless you have crazy amounts of money or have outside investment in large amounts as well. It's going to get harder before it gets easier. So you are not going to be out of operations because you will be running your corporate unit or units, as well as starting a brand new company, probably doing something you haven't done before, which is leading a franchise system company. And not only that, is what we saw was there's a lot of learning to be done when other people start running your systems and operations. You realize that some of them weren't clear enough, a lot of them. You're going to have to get tighter there and make it more clear and have a better system to train people up. And then people are going to have different ways of running it. And some of them might be better, some of them won't. But it's kind of like your whole system is under a microscope from everybody that's kind of come in. Once they get through the honeymoon phase where they think you know everything, then they're going to start questioning, especially if they're not ramping up as fast as they'd like, because generally the fingers get pointed outwards before they get pointed inwards, for better or worse. It's kind of human nature. So your operations days are not over yet, and they're going to multiply. And then later on, you'll have different layers of people between you and the people running the operations and training the operations and developing the operations and the new systems and tools and things like that. But in the beginning, it gets harder before it gets easier. That is a fact. So don't look at this as an escape from work. Know that growth, there's going to be some chaos. There's a lot of learning to be done and adjusting and adapting. You go reducing, or you will find it to be exciting. And with all the new improvements, like who cares where it comes from? It's about improving and helping those people that have bought into your system create great wealth, and as well as for you. So it's not about getting out of the weeds. It's about growth. And with growth, always in the beginning, it gets harder before it gets easier. So if you are completely burnt out and you're thinking of franchising as a release valve, don't do it. Do another option, sell it to somebody else, do something else, but don't go into franchising if you're completely smoked already, because it's just going to get harder. It's worth it once you get past that. But in the beginning, it's just harder. So just understand that. Franchising is about leadership, not control. This is where ego kills brands, especially with super, super strong founders that think that they're going to be replicating their own passion, skills, drive, standards, things like that. You're not. What you are doing is creating a system for people to follow, and then hopefully building a great culture around that where people want to do that and follow the systems and succeed the way that your original units have succeeded. So it's about coaching and leadership and partnership. It's not about command and control. Yes, you do control compliance issues. You do control some of the tools and the processes. But when these units are spread out all over the country, you're not able to look at every unit and see how they're running your model. It is about coaching each individual franchise owner and helping them create the culture that hopefully you've created in your corporate setting and in your corporate stores or units or territories, whatever the case may be, depending on what kind of a business it is. And you just have to realize that franchising is more about leadership and coaching than control. Yeah, you do have a lot of agreements in place, but they are not super easy to enforce. Even if they were easy to enforce, definitely a rocky road from there, because this is a mutually dependent relationship. If the franchisor wants to win, they have to make sure the franchisee is winning. Sometimes that is not a directive that you can tell them how to do things, even if it's set in your systems. You just have to show them the way and what will happen when they do follow the systems and the protocols and use the right tools and things like that. So you have to get out of a control and command mentality and go into leadership and coaching so that you make sure everybody wins, everybody stays engaged, the system is growing, and each individual franchisee who's following the system is growing. And that's how franchising becomes bigger and bigger. So that's what we want. So think about leadership and coaching. If you're not great at that, if you're like a dictator, I don't think anybody considers themselves a dictator. If you're someone that's like command and control, like this is the way we do it, don't ask questions, don't ask me why, it just works and that's why we're doing it, probably not the best personality to be leading a franchise brand. So either you have to learn how to do that and adjust your approach, or maybe find someone else to be the communicator of your ideals and standards as well. But hopefully maybe a mix of two, who knows? But that is the takeaway, is it's a leadership and coaching, not a command and control. Just understand that. And here are the 5 key takeaways from Franchising 101. Number 1, you're building a new business. It's a new business model, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Number 2, you have to build systems that work completely without you. Number 3, remember, franchisees are partners, not transactions. Number 4, don't think of franchising as a route to escape operations. Actually, you're going to get into even more operations. You'll still be involved in your other ones and the adaptations and the growth. So if you are burnt out, it is not a time to try to start franchising, because it won't be easier. It's going to be harder for a while. Worth it, but harder. And number 5, lead with culture and systems, not with command and control. This is a partnership. There's a long agreement between you and the franchisees, and there are legal guidelines that direct it and control it. But at the end of the day, this is if one wins, the other wins. If one party loses, the other one loses as well. So it's a partnership. Treat it as such. And if you're going to go down this path, just be great at it. Reach out for help. If there's any way that I can be of service, please let me know. But franchising is a really open and sharing community, and the answers are out there. You just got to ask the right people. So good luck. And if I can help in any way, please just reach out to me. That wraps up today's episode of the Franchise Scale Up Show. If this gave you a strategy you can put into play, please share it with one founder who needs the help. You might save them months of pain. If you're ready to go deeper, whether it's building your support infrastructure, accelerating territory sales, or preparing for private equity, go to guycoffey.com. That's GUYCOFFEY, and book a free franchise growth strategy call. I only partner with founders who are committed to scaling without losing control. If that's you, I'd love to connect. Until next time, protect your vision, move fast, and scale smart. I'm Guy Coffey. Talk soon.